Alright, this is a no-look random pack run, and it's from my phone. I had kind of gotten to the point where I'd run out of footage from the phone, and I didn't really intend to go back to it. I actually took the whole month of March off from playing on the phone to try and curb the habit. But now that we're into April, I've treated myself to a few games. Sometimes it's just, more convenient to be able to play a few games while you're watching sports or something like that. So this run we get quite a typical start for me in customs with taking the chipmunks. But of course you don't know which perks are going to be in the pack, and generally I would be going for rice. But there were a few other ones that I'd had in previous random runs where I thought that might be quite interesting to play a different perk on chipmunk for a change. But I think we're about to get some nice shop luck that changes things, or changes what my intentions are for this run. I guess, to be honest, the luck that we're about to get doesn't really make a huge difference. But it's still fun to actually get rare rolls in the shop. So victory there, we get a second Honduran Whitebat, and then I roll into two more. So we're definitely taking all of them, and then I roll a fifth one. So ridiculous luck there to have 5 of these units, either in the team or frozen on turn 5. And we also get Tiger Bug, which is usually an auto take for me in a random pack, because it's hard to pass up that value when you don't know what else is available. Hatching Chick as well, although I can't remember if it ends up staying. I think it might in this particular run. It's one of those units that is just so solid that it's similar to Tiger Bug in the sense that, it's very unlikely there are going to be better options if you keep waiting. So here we go. We take the health potion on the chipmunk just for a change, and I sell to get 3 of them for free. So we're going to play a much weaker unit than Tiger Bug up front, which is the Tarantula Hawk. But we can give it a bit of a boost with the combination of Hatching Chick and the triple health potion. And with the double Honduran Whitebat, of course, bringing in a tier 5 does increase the amount of trumpets that we're generating from the 2 of them. So now the Hatching Chick's job is just to funnel stats into the Tarantula Hawk and try and make its ability at least somewhat relevant. Now I think, although this looks like a rough opponent to face immediately, the fact that we've got so many trumpets from the white bats is actually going to save us. Yeah, 1 HP breakpoint there, and we scrape the win. But honestly, the early and mid game of this run is nothing special, other than that nice white bat RNG at the beginning. It's really the ending that I wanted to focus on. And a while back we were, as a community, or at least a lot of the SAP creators were, all playing random packs deliberately to try and mix the pool up a bit. If there are multiple people out there playing random packs, then surely that would result in a wider variety of teams. Certainly I don't normally play Tarantula Hawk double Honduran Whitebat. And what's going to happen in this run is I'm actually going to get all the way to 9 wins, and then the final opponent is going to be someone else playing a random pack. I mean, it's not uncommon to face people playing random packs in the mid game, but a lot of the time random runs are going to fizzle out before they get to 9 wins. So actually getting matched random versus random at the very end of a run is super rare, and it's really a battle for the ages as well, which makes it all the more special in my eyes. But before we get there, we've got a few more rounds to win, which I guess I've kind of spoiled that I'm going to win these next few rounds, but when was the last time I led off with a video that ended on 7 or 8 wins? Can't really think of one. Leech Tuna. It's kind of funny seeing the 2 Leech behind the level 3 Tuna there. But again, I think, yeah, we're just going to have enough attack from the doggo to knock out the Stingray. So one more battle to sit through, and then we're going to get to see this incredible final round. It would be nice to get level 3 Tarantula Hawk. Like I mentioned earlier, it's kind of a... we are kind of in this situation where we've got our final lineup very quickly, and so the whole game is just looking for food and chocolate. But we do actually lose here, so we do have to play at least one more battle to get to our final opponent. Yeah, I think time to get rid of the health potion. Maybe a bit late to try and go for level 3 hatching chick, but to be honest, the only thing we really want to scale is the Tarantula Hawk and hope that that disrupts the opposing team enough. This opposing Phoenix manages to delete some of their own units in the backline, which works out really well for us. So now we're poised on 9 wins, and we're going to get to see an incredible battle in just a second. Take a guess who it's going to be against. Okay, maybe not. I guess we still have 1 round to go. So good at hyping these things up that I went a round early. Maybe we're going to lose again here. Yeah, they end up getting Orca from the Eagle. That is incredibly unfortunate. Maybe we would have lost regardless, but yeah. So now you can guess, who do you think the final opponent is going to be? We get the hatching chick, but we don't really need it. And here we go, Rev GT with level 3 back, Poison Dart Frog. The Highland Cow gets its stats reduced, and then this Nurse Shark manages to miss the Tiger Bug, which is absolutely crucial because the Tiger Bug is going to get to double shoot as the result of the doggo coming in, and then the Phoenix kills the monkey in the backline and we win by 1 HP. So that was an ultimate random pack showdown, and I just could not believe it when it happened. Alright, one more run from the random pack archives. I've had a few recently. Sometimes with the random pack runs, even if you win, the teams end up being just not that interesting because usually you just have to take all the best units. And this one, I don't necessarily take any weak units that I can remember, but it is still a fun game in my opinion. So we start by taking the question marks guy and Mothman in the back, and I think we actually win there because we spent 3 gold on 1 apple for the Mothman. And we can use wall chicken on the deer at the front because it's going to get replaced by Spooked. Very, very mild synergy with the Mothman in the backline getting +1/1 temporarily, but it's better than nothing. And of course the deer will have slightly higher attack when we come to eventually sell the question marks guy. So I think I take Griffin on this turn and then I'll sell it next turn. And it's really just to try and recover gold later on in the game. We're still on 5 hearts as well, so we are going to have leeway to be able to pivot. I think we might be okay here purely off the back of how many stats we get from the Anteater. Yep. Anteater is still one of the best tier 3s you can possibly take in customs, and so we're going to take another one. Mothman level 2 is a nice upgrade, although still we only have 1 ailment on our team per turn. But you can end up facing units like teams like this that have Frostwolf, and so the Mothman is going to get buffed as a result of these ants getting cold. And I think we are going to win, yeah. Not sure if the buffs from the Frostwolf sealed the victory or not. Maybe we would have won anyway, but it's still nice to see synergy working on your team, even when you didn't necessarily plan it. So now the question marks guy can go. We get the grizzly bear, and every time I buy base stats grizzly bear on turn 9, the opposing team will have level 1 crocodile, and so we immediately lose the grizzly. Although we do still get a ton of stats from the Anteater, it's not going to be enough. Of course, whenever you're playing these types of packs, when you've actually set the pack up, you're going to have potato or lemon or some other good protective option to try and deny those types of crocodile teams. And actually here we immediately get hit down to 1 HP on the bear as well because of opposing links. But thankfully we bought some food, so it survives on 1 HP. And although the Mothman has been doing fairly well, I think it's actually going to get removed from the team fairly shortly. Yeah, we can take Sabertooth now. Probably not going to be any mushrooms in this pack, but we do get the treasure chest break on our next turn. Of course, as soon as I sell the Mothman, we then face level 3 Frostwolf. So we're going to lose the banana on the Anteater, but I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, it looks like this team was just playing Quetzalcoatlus in the backline for the stats. Or maybe they had Fringe Head and got rid of it. But then look at this, we get level 3 Bat from the Griffin. And that's going to work incredibly well with the Grizzly Bear Snipes. Large Behemoth on turn 12. And actually they do have level 2 Tuna here, but we're going to remove the rest of their squad before the Tuna even gets to do anything, which I always think is quite funny. Yep. In fact, the Tuna gets sniped at the same time, so it doesn't make any difference. Peach of Immortality, just because it's stat food. I don't think we really expect the game to go on much longer, because we're on 9 wins turn 13 with a fairly solid summon squad. And then another Crocodile team, which initially was level 1, but they leveled up with the Gingerbread, and so we're definitely going to lose here. The Anteater stats are not really very helpful when there's nothing behind the ants to get buffed. I think we were probably going to lose that anyway. Solid level up summon squad. So now I would really just like the level 2 bear, but it looks like I'm going to take the stake on the saber instead. And Bakunawa, thankfully only level 1, although I guess it really doesn't affect us too much. Although the Sleepy effect reduces the unit's attack, I don't think it affects the snipe damage. And so I think we're just going to be able to eke out the victory here, because the Quetzalcoatl in the backline has a very poor attack stat. So there we go, 2 random pack wins, both enjoyable in their own way. And then here's one extra clip that I thought was really funny in a random pack run that ended up losing. But I end up facing this 5 eggplants push team. It's incredibly rare to see a push team of any kind in customs. And this one was pretty well set up. But we thankfully had just enough health and protective equipment to survive there. Even if the run ended up not going too much further beyond that point.